I'm going to be updating the tank. This is a 5-gallon.
Okay, these are 14-inch plants. You could pick them up at the 98-cent store for 98 cents. And at the pet store, these type, the length, they're going to run you about $4.99 or maybe $3 something at Walmart. So check out 98-cent store. I got this at Petco. And yeah, I got a black bubble air stone. And it's longer than the one I have, so it makes more bubbles. And, you know, it kind of provides more bubbles for more space. I got these bigger stones at the 98-cent store. These are from Walmart, 98 cents each. I only have one purple one, so I thought it looked weird, so I got 2 more, and then I picked these up also. So I have this. I'm going to use this to keep my bubble thing in place. Food. I got this, and then this is the biggest purchase I made was the tank, which is $9.99 right now if you're a member at Petco. I got the Substrate at Petco, and the lid I got from Walmart. So, let's do this. Okay, so this is my hood. I got this at Walmart. It was only like $20, $22. I'm not going to say the exact price. It was in that price range because I don't have my receipt with me. But it wasn't more than $22. If anything, it might have been with a little bit of tax. So anyways, with that being said and done, I did purchase this at Walmart because it was there and I didn't have to purchase it online, and I couldn't find this particular hood at any other place. So I just wanted it right now because, you know, you don't want your fish hopping out the tank if they can. And, you know, those little cories are hoppers. It was really funny when I acclimated them in the cup. They're not like the other fish. One of them actually jumped out. Thank God he survived. he was living on the wild side. He jumped out and hopped out, so he did a good hop too. And I was like, oh my God. So he didn't even get acclimated, but he survived it. So it is what it is. So, you know, you need a hood. So anyways, I went and picked this up, and yeah, so it's pretty good at Walmart, the price is there when you just, you know, get little stuff here and there. So, I already have my 10-gallon right here. And I'm really happy already because it fills the whole entire space of what I have it setting on. And yeah, and this actually was re-stained and it was professionally redone, but it's kind of wearing off. And it was already worn off as far as what it's setting on. So, I'm probably going to re-stain that. And yeah, so this right here is what I have them sitting in, the 5-gallon down here. I took out almost all the water, just enough for them to be in for now, and I have the air bubbles on. And I'm going to go ahead and start getting this heated, get some water in there, and I'm going to have to rinse my gravel and do all that. But right now I am really happy because I measured the stand and it just perfectly fits and covers more area, so it's going to be a bigger visual to view. Alright, so this is the substrate that I'm using. I chose black, and it's for freshwater, saltwater. Rinsed and ready to go. I rinsed it in warm water, and this is almost half the 20-pound bag. So I think I may have been able to pull it off with the smaller bag. Okay, I have these 14-inch fake plants I purchased at the 98-cent store. Once again, these are good quality. I took them out of the package. I'm really impressed because they're nice. They're not too hard. And yeah, so if you want to pay like a $4.99, $5.99, or like $3.99 at the other places, go for it. But you're missing out on just saving some money because I got 4 plants for $4. They're 98 cents each. And they're really, really nice. I'm really, really impressed. When I got them out, I thought they were going to be really hard. But they're a good material, whatever they're made out of. So they're going to flow nicely in the water. Really happy. So I don't know if I'm going to leave them like that. I have them packed in there. But let's see how it looks when I get the water in there. Alright, I already had this in the other tank. If you watch my video or seen it on Instagram, you probably already know. Yeah, so I'm really liking it already. And yeah, I can't wait to get this all put together. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put water in it and fill it And then I will place everything else inside because I actually want to see how these plants look with the water in and see how they're flowing. And then I'm going to see how I'm going to place everything else in the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it with water and I shall return. Okay, if you watched my other video, this was the little DIY I made. And this is the plant from the 5-gallon. I've already placed some of them in there, and the biggest part of it, which is the actual plant itself that I bought, is behind the log. And these are the pieces that kind of fell off of it. So I just didn't want to toss them out because I actually like it. So I put the log behind these two and kind of made it blend in because it wasn't matching with what I got going on. But now it blends in and it looks great. So I'm really liking it. So I'm just placing these kind of where I feel I want them and where I feel they look best, basically, when you put a tank together. To each its own, you know, do you. When it comes to a tank, just be creative. And yeah, so these, once again, I haven't decided if I'm going to leave them laying over or trim them. I think I'm going to just go ahead and leave them because it's kind of like a natural environment type thing. And I kind of like it, so it's probably going to stay that way. Yeah, so let's get the rest of the stuff in and get it heated up. And never turn on your pump or your heater when you're placing things in the tank. You wait till you're all finished and then turn it on. So these stones, or river rock, are from the 5-gallon. I picked out all the lighter color ones. I probably could have used a few more, but it is what it is for now. The bigger river rock, I only put 3 of them in. And those are from the package that I got from the 98-cent store. And you could find them in their craft section. And I only put in a few of the shells, which you could get them from the 98-cent store. You get a lot of them. I only put a couple in, this one and that one. And there's 2 back here. I didn't want to overdo it. And yeah, so I'm really liking it. I already have the thermometer in there. I'm going to start heating the tank up. I'm going to put the lid on. And let's pull it all together and see how it looks. And I'm going to put the hood on and check out that light too. See how it looks with that light on. And yeah, so I am so happy I've done this. At first I was kind of questioning myself, like, is this what I really wanted to do? And, you know, is it worth it as far as spending the money? And yes, it is. All right, this is the bubbler I have in there. And yes, it's a bit dirty. And it's smaller than the one I purchased, which I'm going to hold this right here. This one's longer. And it's black. So I'm going to be putting this in right now. Oh my goodness, I am so happy. I put the bubbler in and it does cover more area, but when I do a water change and actually clean the tank, I'm going to get the longer one, which is like a wand, or, you know, it's just a bigger bubbler that is going to probably fill almost the whole tank, just from here to here. You could get the one that goes all the way across, or you could get one you could just place in the middle and have just a little area right here. So the whole back will be bubbling, and it's good oxygen for the fish. Because I was going to get the black background, but they didn't have any left. And I decided, now that I looked at this, and I looked around in the pet store, I want the whole back to look like that. I want that to be the back of the tank, as far as the background. So that's what I'm going to purchase next time I do a water change. And yeah, so that won't be for a while. And this bubbler is way better. I like how it's looking. Yeah, so I'm so happy I did this, and I'm going to turn the heater on, heat it up a bit, get the filter going, and then get my little fishies in there. Let's get the fish acclimated. Let's get this done. And I'm so happy. And let's put the lid on and see how that light looks. So that'll be before that. So let's do it right now. Okay, so it's supposed to be natural lighting.
and it's eco-friendly for the hood. And I actually love this lighting. This is going to be really nice to view at nighttime while you're in bed, just chilling out. Oh my goodness. I have to straighten out the sand, and I didn't purchase one of those things that are specifically for that. I think they're called a sand scraper or level. I have something that I'm going to use, and it's a kitchen utensil, because I was like, why should I buy something that, you know, I have something else that could do the job. And it's a silicone one, so it is what it is. So anyways, I'm going to do that later. And of course, I'm going to turn everything off. But I just want to get it heated and get the fish in there before I start messing around and just, you know, touching things up. So I'm heating it up right now. Everything's on and running. And yeah, so I'm going to let it probably heat up for like maybe 45 minutes before I acclimate them. And then, you know, they could be in there while it's continuing to heat. And I'm kind of experimenting with the heater because our room temperature in whatever room you have your tank in, I'm taking that into consideration with the heater. So I have the 5-gallon heater. It's made for a 2.5 or 5-gallon. You could use it for both heater in here. But with all the substrate and everything that's taking up space, the room temperature, I think that may play a good part, and this heater might work good just for a 10-gallon. You know, considering the fact that it's indoors, and you gotta realize that the room temperature is gonna basically keep your tank warm if it's a warmer temperature. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see if this works out as far as using that same heater that I had in the 5-gallon. And I'm gonna see if I could get it to the temperature to where it's good enough for the cories and the tetras and that little fish I got that I don't even know the name of it, and the beta. So the beta's good anyways. Yeah, so it is what it is. You know, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go get the 10-gallon heater. But I feel this one's going to work because I've done this in the past, and I've had like a 30-gallon tank before and had a 10-gallon heater in it. And it worked out really good. So let's do this. And I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just how I'm doing it because I've had success in the past with a smaller heater and a bigger tank. So I'm trying it now, trying it again, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go good. So I already put my treatment in the water, and I'll show you which one I use if you didn't watch the other video. Alright, so I use the Start Right. And you could get this in other brands. Top Fin has the same thing. Different name. They're Top Fin. And yeah, so whatever brand you get, this is a good little product. And I put the whole teaspoon in because it's 10 gallons. So to every 10 gallons, it's a teaspoon. And then you could go by drops too. 10 drops if you have a bowl for a beta or a big bowl for a fish. And then I do half a teaspoon for a 5-gallon because it's 5 gallons. It's half a 10. It's half a 10 gallons. So yeah, so you know, just read the back, follow the directions, and you will be fine. So this stuff is a great little product. I love it. Okay, since betas can be in a bit cooler water, and if it's a little bit warmer, you know, it's just warmer water. So it's not going to affect him much as far as the temperature right now. And I'm going to go ahead and let him acclimate and put him in first. And then I'm going to check the temperature in about 45 minutes. And I'm going to put the other fish in when it's a bit warmer. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, this is the next morning. And I'm not going to trim these. I'm leaving them. Because I feel it's more like their natural habitat that they would be in. And yeah, so I kind of like it, how it looks too. So it's almost 75 degrees and it's really early in the morning. And the heater is perfectly fine. So the heater came out of my 5-gallon. It's made for a 2.5 to 5 gallon tank. Okay, I went ahead and put the color changing light behind this tank. It's the same one I had for my 5-gallon, and it's behind the tank, not inside of it. And yeah, so it's on the bottom facing upwards, and it gives it a whole different lighting. And I have that option if I want it at night, because I'm a sucker for lighting and, you know, visuals. That's what this is all about when you're putting your tank together. And yeah, so that's how that's looking. And I actually hot glued it down behind the tank, and it has a nice flat back on it, so it just really works out well. And then I have the little switch right here. And yeah, so that's it with the color changing light, and it has that color right there. It goes into green, and then to turquoise, I believe, then blue, then red. It's just really, really pretty at night. And as you could see, it reflects off the wall. So that's why I may not get a black background. And I definitely decided that I'm just going to use the second one that came in the package for the bubbler, because it's about 2 inches long. And I already have the attachment to connect two together. So you could put the attachment in the middle, and all I need to do is get me some more air tubing and put a little piece right here, and then attach the other bubbler that already came in the package. So I already have a bubbler, the second one that came in the package. I already have the attachment. I had it since I had the 5-gallon, if you want to add two and attach them together. So yeah, so all I need to do is get some tubing. And I do need to get another fish, because I have another addition to the tank. He's not a Cory, but there's 2 Corys. I don't know the name of this fish. It's not an eel, but he kind of looks like a little eel. And he is a ground feeder. So he's basically a scavenger that kind of does his part, and he helps clean up the tank too, whatever food's left over and stuff like that. So he's in there somewhere, he or she, I don't know what it is, but I feel I have 2 Corys and there's a pair of them. I have some tetras and they're in a little group. So I feel this fish should have one of its own kind in here. And that's all I'm getting, and then I'm done, and this is how it's going to stay. And yeah, and then I'm going to add the bubbler that I already have. I just need to get the tubing and the fish, so that's going to be my next trip to the pet store. Is going to be getting some tubing and another fish, just so this one doesn't feel like he's the only little weirdo. Hey everybody, it's Monday, and this was a weekend project. And I set it up on Friday, and throughout the weekend I've been watching the temperature, because once again, I don't know if I said this in the video, because I'm going to be adding this to it and editing and stuff like that. But this is the heater back here from my 5-gallon. It's made for a 2.5 to 5 gallon tank. And I took into consideration that this isn't filled all the way because of the filter. It needs room to flow. And then also the substrate takes up space, and everything in it that's taking up space, and also the room temperature in my home. So with all of that, I felt this heater would be okay, because I've done this in the past. I went from a 10-gallon in the past years ago to a 30-gallon, and I used the 10-gallon tank heater. And it worked fine, because it was in the living room and it was well heated during the winter. So I thought about all that then, and it worked out. So I'm really happy to say the temperature is perfect for all the fish to be comfortable. It's been that way since, I think, maybe Sunday morning. So I think this is the temperature that it's basically going to stay, because I've been keeping an eye on it. And it's perfect for all the types of fish that are in here, the betta and the other fish. So that's one good thing. And then also I did put my
This is a little bit of hot glue. It wasn't hot enough. I had the switch right there. But I hot glue this down because this right here has a really flat back. So this is the colored light, and yes, I need to brush behind here and clean it up. There's some substrate that fell out and stuff like that. So I will be just cleaning up later. But, excuse me. This is the colored changing light, which I'm going to turn on right now just to show you. It turns different colors, and I put it behind the tank. So it's not the type of light that you put inside the tank. It's to put on your hood or wherever you want to, basically. So if your hood doesn't already have a light. So it switches different colors, and it's behind there. So just like in my 5-gallon, this is the same light I was using for that. It kind of is going in this direction, up and towards the plants, and at night it gives a really nice glow behind the tank. And yeah, so it kind of just reflects and glows, and it's really, really pretty, and it's just an option. So I wanted to just keep it back there, even though I got a hood with a light on it now. And I'll turn that on in a minute. Okay, I went ahead and turned it off, and once again, this is the switch right here. I just click it on and off. And then this switch was with the hood, because this is a lighted hood, or a lit hood, whatever you want to say. To each its own. And yeah, so it was kind of in an odd place as far as on the cord. It kind of just dangles right here in the back. You know, you would think it would be closer to the bottom or in the middle to where you could just set it on your stand or something, but that's not the case. So I took the time to get my hot glue gun. I put a good amount on the bottom of this, and it's here for good. So now I can just do this and it stays there. So if you have one of these hoods, I recommend doing that, because stress on the cord just hanging there all the time might not be good for it. And also, you know, it just convenient, and you don't have something just hanging and dangling in the back of your tank. And yeah, so that's how it is with that light on. You probably already seen it in the video. And I really love it. I really like this lighting, the natural lighting, and the hood is eco-friendly. It's energy sufficient. Excuse me. It's morning time. I need my coffee. And yeah, so yeah, so I'm just putting this together to add it to the end of the video, just so you could see the tank and some of the things that I'm looking forward to, and I will be sharing. Because with the bubbler right here, I do have another one. 2 came in a pack. They're about 2 inches long, and I already have the adapter that came with a different package of things for my 5-gallon. So the adapter basically is just a little device that has 2 open ends that you could connect the air tubing to, and then you could connect another one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the air tubing, or the tube, because I don't have any. The only air tube I have is what I'm using right now for this right here. So I'm going to get a little bit of that, a small amount, because I don't need much, and I'm just going to add the adapter right here. I'm going to add a little bit of air tubing, and then I'm just going to connect the other bubbler that I have. So it's going to be balanced out. So you'll have bubbles here and here, and it's just going to look more balanced out, well put together. And hey, it's going to oxygenate the tank, and it'll give it a background too. So after I put that in, I'll think about getting a black background, but I'm thinking of just leaving it as is if the bubbles look nice enough and covers this area. Because with the lighting, it just looks nice at night. And I like it when I have my color changing light on, and it just kind of goes through the bubbles, and it really looks nice. So I'm not going to get the long one that goes all the way across. I'm just going to use what I have and get some air tubing, because that might be too much movement in the water too. I don't want to get the long one that goes all the way across, because I don't want it to, you know, stress out the fish or just be too much. So I think just adding the other 2-inch one right here would be perfect. So that's what I'm going to stick with. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And then also, the beta's getting along great with the Cory catfish.
And he's always gotten along with the tetras. And there is another fish in here. Oh, here he is. Oh, he is so shy. Let me see. I don't know if it's a he or she. Okay, so he has taken a liking to the skull. Let me see if I could get him. Oh, can you see him? He's striped. Oh, there he is. You can see him moving. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get him on camera. And yeah, and plus, I think he's nocturnal. Catfish are nocturnal too. I think they do their feeding and scavenging at night. So I think this little guy is the same way. But I've noticed he's been trying to hang out with the two Cory catfish, which the Cory catfish are just doing their own thing together. And they really don't pay him much attention. And sometimes he'll be lagging behind them. So I did find out it's some type of eel. I don't know if it's in the eel family, but he looks like an eel, a little short eel. I don't know what type of fish he is. So I will find out the name. I got it because it's another ground feeder and bottom feeder. So it's a scavenger basically. And it helps just clean up the bottom of the tank. When food drops to the bottom and your fish don't eat all of it, they're the ones that are the cleanup crew basically. The Corys and him. And yeah, so it just does its own little part in the tank and helps out, basically. And it gives the beta, you know, some other fish in the tank. Because he's not really that aggressive if other fish aren't aggressive towards him. And he's getting along with everyone, so it's a good thing. He swims around with them and everything, so it's all working out. So this is now a community tank. I guess, a beta community tank. Okay, so, let's see. Oh, did I see? Nope, it's not going to come out. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is go to the pet store, pick up some tubing. If I could get the tubing from Walmart, the air tubing, I will, because it's probably going to be, you know, less expensive. But I'm going to have to go to the pet store to get this little guy, the little eel, whatever he is, another one just like him, just so you know he's a pair, because I feel honestly, you know, we got a little group of tetras and then we got our pair of Corys. I just feel to balance it out. Oh, there he is. To balance it out, I feel he should have one of his own. Because hanging out with the Corys, they're just not paying any attention to him at all. You know, they're just brushing him off, basically. Like, you know, who are you? And whenever they're eating, he tries to go eat together with them. And they just kind of take off really quickly. So I just feel, you know, he should be in a pair too. And I'm going to get him a buddy, basically. So there he was. He came out. He or she, whatever. Yeah. So this is kind of like a hobby. It turned into a hobby, I guess. And that's the only fish I'm going to be getting. I'm not going to add a whole bunch of fish. I'm going to leave it as is, but I'm just getting one more of these little eel-like fish. And I will find out the correct name, and next time I upload. And I will be uploading to share how it looks with the bubbles. And I am going to straighten out the plants in the back and line them up better. But I didn't want to stress out the fish too much. You know, they've been relocated into another tank, and I didn't want to, you know, do too much at this point because I just wanted to get them acclimated, get them comfortable, and I don't want to stress them out too much. You know, they're in a whole new environment, so I'm just giving them time to get used to it and relax because, you know, you just don't want to stress your fish out too much. And just get them comfortable and, you know, all that good stuff. So that's what I've been up to. Really happy with the heater. Everything's working fine. And yeah, look forward to my next upload if you're into videos like this, because this is just like family projects, you know, home projects, what people do at home during their spare time, and hobbies, you know. It is what it is. So this is really fun. It could be a family project with your kids. It could be a project for yourself, you know, for your desk at work, if you want a smaller tank, or for your bedroom, just for some visuals and something nice to view and stuff like that. So this is something, you know, people of all ages can enjoy. And yeah. So anyways, with that being said and done, I'm going to get going. I'm going to make me some coffee. And I'll see you in my next upload. I'll be doing a mukbang probably this coming weekend. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.